Welcome to final section PMP exam readiness and certification journey. You've now covered the knowledge, mindset, and exam strategies needed to prepare for the exam. But before scheduling your exam, there are a few important topics every candidate should understand. In this final section, we'll review the secrets to passing the PMP exam, explore the different question types you'll encounter on exam day, understand exam fees and certification maintenance requirements, and walk through the PMP application process step by step. Let's finish your PMP journey by making sure you're fully prepared for what comes next. Let's now know the secrets to passing the PMP exam. This is the closest thing to a PMP cheat sheet. First, you are always the project manager. The exam expects you to take ownership. Answers that immediately escalate, ask someone else to decide, or avoid responsibility are usually wrong unless all other options have been exhausted. Second, PMI prefers proactive behavior. The best answer is usually the one that plans ahead, communicates early, engages stakeholders, and prevents problems before they occur. Third, focus on value delivery. The PMP is not about blindly following a schedule. The goal is delivering outcomes and benefits while balancing scope, schedule, cost, quality, and risk. Fourth, ethics is non-negotiable. Never hide bad news, ignore risks, approve poor quality work, or conceal conflicts of interest. Transparency is almost always the right path. Fifth, remember that agile means collaboration and adaptability. In agile scenarios, servant leadership, team empowerment, stakeholder feedback, and continuous improvement are usually strong clues toward the correct answer. And finally, practice the question formats you will actually see on exam day. Knowledge alone is not enough. You need experience answering scenario questions, matching exercises, drag and drop items, and case studies under timed conditions. If you keep these 6 principles in mind while studying and while taking the exam, you'll eliminate a large percentage of incorrect answers before you even start analyzing the details of the question. Now let's talk about something many PMP candidates don't realize until exam day. The exam is not limited to traditional multiple choice questions. The exam has introduced several interactive question formats, and you need to be comfortable with all of them. Let's start with the most common format, multiple choice. This is the classic PMP question, where you select the single best answer from 4 options. Most of these questions are scenario-based and describe a project situation before asking what the project manager should do next. One simple technique is to read the last sentence first, so you immediately understand what the question is actually asking. The second format is multiple response. Here, more than one answer is correct. The question may say, select 2 answers or select all that apply. These questions require extra attention because selecting an incorrect option can reduce your score even if some of your selections are correct. The key is to evaluate each option independently rather than trying to guess combinations. Another format is the case or scenario set. Instead of a short scenario, PMI may provide a larger case study followed by several related questions. The important strategy here is to read the case carefully once, understand the situation, and then answer the related questions without repeatedly rereading the entire case. This saves time and reduces fatigue during the exam. Next is drag and drop or matching. These questions ask you to match concepts, place items in the correct sequence, or categorize information. For example, you might match leadership styles to situations or place activities in the correct process flow. Success here comes from understanding relationships and logic, not memorization. The exam may also use graphic or hotspot questions. These require you to interpret a chart, diagram, dashboard, network diagram, or earned value graph and identify a specific answer directly from the visual. These questions test your ability to apply project management concepts rather than simply recall definitions. Finally, there are pull down and point and click questions. These may ask you to select the correct option from a drop-down list or click a specific area within a diagram or table. Think of them as another variation of matching questions. The key is understanding the concept being tested rather than focusing on the format itself. So in summary, the PMP exam now uses several formats to assess the same project management knowledge. If you understand the concepts and practice different question types, the format becomes much less important. Now let's briefly talk about the administrative side of the PMP certification. exam fees, PMI membership, and maintaining your credential after you pass. For the exam itself, PMI members currently pay $405, while non-members pay $555. You may notice also that membership costs approximately $159 per year. When you do the math, many candidates find that becoming a PMI member before applying is actually worthwhile. The membership discount on the exam fee offsets most of the membership cost, and you receive several additional benefits. As member, you gain access to digital versions of standards and practice guides, templates, research publications, and other learning resources that can support both exam preparation and your professional career. Now move to the cost of retake. If a retake is needed, the fee is $275 for members and $375 for non-members. After you pass, the PMP certification remains valid for 3 years. To renew it, you must earn 60 development units and pay a renewal fee of $60 for members or $150 for non-members. Those 60 development units can come from courses, webinars, conferences, self-study, volunteering, or creating content. You need at least 35 development units from education activities, while up to 25 can come from giving back activities. Now, if you are ready for the exam, the next step is simply turning your preparation into an official application. Start by creating your PMI account if you haven't already. If you're not yet a member, consider joining. The membership often pays for itself through exam discounts and access to resources, standards, and practice guides. Next, gather your project experience information. PMI will ask about the projects you've led, your role, the dates, and the leadership responsibilities you performed. Once your information is ready, complete the online application and enter your education, experience, and training details. This course can be used toward the required contact hours for eligibility. After PMI reviews and approves your application, pay the exam fee and schedule your exam through Pearson Venue. You can choose either a testing center or online proctor delivery. And remember, once approved, you have up to 1 year to take the exam, so don't feel pressured to schedule it immediately. Take a few extra weeks if needed to complete practice exams and strengthen any weak areas.